Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? Hey, what's going on, guys? Don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. Appreciate you guys for joining me. We live stream every single day, even if it's 10 o'clock at night and the market is doing nothing. Bitcoin currently trading at $91,032.48. Silver, $77.88. Looks like we got a break. We got a break out of our triangle. And a little bit of a rejection around 82. Let's hope it's not a double top, but we'll see. Currently holding support at 77, which was previous resistance. So let's see if we can stay above that and continue to the upside. Bitcoin breaking down, actually. Having trouble getting above 94.5. We do have that CME gap still. The CME gap is still open, required, or not required, just needs to be filled. Because whenever we leave those behind, it's always a daunting, little situation that everyone freaks out about as we go forward. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and go to the 12-hour, get a little zoom action here. We've got, it actually looks like weekend liquidity, interesting. 96.60. 96.60. Okay. Gonna get rid of that and that and that and that. There we go. Okay. Then we've got, I'm going to go to the very bottom, 89 at 290. And then the one up top, we've got 92,031. And the very, very tippy top, we've got 93,466. Okay. Very cool. So Bitcoin kind of hovering right above our CME gap. CME gap is at 89,995. So filling that, I think, is important. And I think once we do, we'll be able to go up if we want to. But for now, we're kind of just waiting, very much lingering. Bitcoin dominance, 58.85. We did get a little bounce here off of, what is that? 58.8. And it still looks like it's struggling to get above 59, which is what we want to see. I want to see it continue to break down so that alts can have some semblance of a recovery here. We were doing good for a couple of days. Obviously, you can't go straight up. Today's a bit of a sideways day, and we're holding important levels. ETH is currently down 0.8% since the daily close. We're trading at 31.66. I like that we're above 3K. I like that we're above 3,100 even. RSI nicely reset. We did get a confirmed red dot on market cipher way back here at around 32.25. So kind of fulfilled that, which is awesome. Gourmet Brand said 89,995 is the low of the gap. The low, I guess, what would the high and low be? That's just where Bitcoin closed at on Friday. Crypto Spaces said late night stream. This is just the stream. It just happens to be late. So yeah. ETH 31.62 and 78 cents. Money flow still positive. Volume kind of falling off a cliff a little bit here. We'll see if that returns tomorrow. I'm not sure why there wouldn't be any volume today, but it's a little bit on the low side. Solana's up 1.17% on the day, currently trading at 137.98. Looking good. We are back below our upper blue trend line for this very, very long-lasting trend that we've been in for forever. We got a nice break above our neckline, support held, and we broke above for a brief moment this blue trend line. We're back below it. Hopefully we can establish enough support to break that concretely. We got a nice bounce on our RSI off of the 50 line, and we're currently sitting just below 60. Also just below that moving average. Our momentum wave is smack dab right in the middle. Money flow is positive, and volume has been pretty consistent on Solana. So it'll be interesting to see if this goes anywhere. For now, it's just wait and see. Total 3 is up 0.15%. Looking like it's trying to hold 883. We seemingly got a rejection around 910. And we're back below 900 billion. We're at 888.91. Looking good. Gourmet Brand said, okay, where did it gap open then? It's whatever Monday was. Monday. Gap open was 91,529. There you have it. ADA. ADA is currently trading at 40.18. Looking like it's trying to hold above 40, which would be good. We're getting kind of this weird choppy indecision on the candles. And we seem to have rejected 42, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to call it 42. We got some wicks up here indicative of some selling pressure. Hopefully we don't pull back all the way down to 37-ish, but we'll have to wait and see. We're not that far off from it, to be honest, but I would rather just see the RSI reset and allow us to continue to the upside. Volume looks pretty good, actually. Pretty consistent across the board here. We got a bit of a double top situation on our RSI. Broke below the moving average, and we're currently sitting smack dab in the middle at 50. Our momentum wave across the downside on Market Cipher. Money flow is still positive, which is awesome. We got our confirmed green dot followed by a confirmed red dot, so that's been kind of canceled out. Let's see if we can hold 40. SNEC is at 0.03, back below this yellow trend line, which is not great. As long as we hold above 0.001, I'll be happy. Crypto Spaces said fear and greed at neutral, and the coins are barely up. Yeah, fear and greed, once we start getting fun, fear and greed kind of becomes useless, to be honest. I mean, this one's at fear. The more accurate one, I would argue, on CoinMarketCap is neutral, yeah. Yep. 43. Yeah, didn't take that long to get out of there, honestly. This probably all, if, I don't know, is this measuring altcoins or Bitcoin? Because being above, like being outside of fear all of 2025 seems crazy to me. Like, what do we got? November? And like, yeah, just November was in fear. The rest of it's been outside. They're saying December was neutral. Or was that just regular fear? That's what it was. So we had extreme fear and then regular fear. We're in neutral right now. Yeah. Okay. And then we're back at regular fear on the traditional fear and greed index, which is kind of trash because they don't measure 15% of their data. Crypto Spaces said I can understand the typical retail investor steering clear of crypto 100%. 100%. I can understand the typical retail investor not investing. I can totally understand that, to be honest. Anyways, let's see if SNEC holds above 0.001. Midnight, struggling to stay above 0.075123. Honestly, if it loses that level, I think it's going to get pretty bad for Midnight. I'm not going to lie. It broke down from its triangle, and it's supposed to show strength here, and it's not, so I don't know. I might try to short it, honestly. There might be some money to be made. That might be stupid, though. That might be my horrible short instincts calling the local bottom. XRP currently up 0.30% on the day, currently shooting at 217.22. We got support at 214. We'll see if we bounce and continue to the upside. I would like for 210 to hold if we do end up going down any further. RSI pretty much reset right in the middle. Crypto Spaces said, oh wow, Night not doing great. I mean, it's doing a lot better than I would have expected, to be completely honest. Like, it's proven, this right here proved a lot of people wrong. Like, actually continuing up. People expected this, every single one, they expected this was the rug, then this was the rug, and then this was the rug. And now, you know, this, and now this. They're going to keep saying it every time there's a dump. But it doesn't look great. Does not look great. It had a decent hype. That's the key word, had, H-A-D. Past tense. Volume is gone. Look at this. Gone. Zero. Zip. Nada. So we'll see if Charles steps in with his billions of dollars and pumps the price up. XRP, $2.17. We talked about it. I want to see it hold 210 if it does continue to the downside. I like the RSI reset. Looks good. Momentum wave looks good. And you got positive money flow. I'm going to skip a bunch because nobody really cares about the in-betweeners. Farcoin just makes me laugh. We're above 40. Avalanche. down or up 0.5% on the day, currently trading at 14.18. I like that we are above this trend line right here. We got a breakout, perhaps a retest, and continuation to the upside would be pretty sick. We'll see what happens. RSI smack dab in the middle, sitting below the moving average. Red dot of the momentum wave way back here at probably 1440. And we're sitting right below that, so maybe that's fulfilled, maybe not. Volume looks good, pretty consistent across the board. Momentum wave reset, red dot in play, and positive moment or money flow. Chainlink up 0.3%, currently trading at 1348. We got a rejection, support, break, support, hopefully continuation to the upside. Midpoint support right here, midpoint resistance right here. Holding 1348. As long as we stay above 1339, I'll be happy. RSI reset-ish, like smack dab in the middle. Red dot on market cipher played out. Red dot on the momentum wave, point to the downside still in play. Positive money flow. Crypto Spaces said white whale on Solana hit 100 million. Looks like the volume still remains on Sol. That's actually, we should look that up. Can you look up like on-chain trading volume? Is that still a thing? I know, oh shoot, who was it? I don't even remember who had the crypto metrics. I think it started with M. They used to have on-chain trading volume, and then they got rid of it because I guess nobody looked at it or something. Pengu, Monad, everything's kind of in the same spot. Monad sitting right at 2644, right above 26, or 0.026. You can? Okay, yeah, we'll check that out for sure. Silver, struggling a little bit here. I would like to see it hold above 77 and continue to the upside. It's getting that much needed RSI retrace. Unfortunately, with that though, we do have some bearish div. So silver might, at least I would hope so, just for the sustainability of the rally. Might cool off. We even got bearish div here too. That stinks. So we'll see. We got our bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI on the daily in between December 26th and December 29th. Back to the 4-hour. Everything looks relatively decent. RSI's, I would argue that the RSI is reset enough to sustain some further upside. Gold. Gold also pulling back a little bit here. 44.38. We got seeming rejection around around 4,500. Yeah, could not get above 45. We got a double top here. Hopefully that doesn't prove to be the legacy top for gold. That would be pretty anticlimactic. I would like to see a blow off top. I don't know if this counts as the blow off top and this is maybe just a dead cat bounce. Kind of like Bitcoin 2021. That'd be interesting. But we'll see. DXY down 0.03. It is slowly creeping up, which I don't think is good for investments. I don't know if money flow is really relevant, but it is positive at the moment. And RSI is chilling. Crypto Spaces said Tom Lee thinks sometime this year will feel like a bear market. It already does right now. We got a little dead cat bounce on Bitcoin, and it was fun for like 5 minutes. Hopefully, once we feel that CME gap, we'll be in a good spot. Honestly, that purple line right there is really the separation between like misery and I would call it complacency. 91.71.25 on Bitcoin. We're chilling. MicroStrategy, aka Big Coffee, currently up 2.44%. I'm not sure how this chart works anymore. Every time I look at it, it confuses me. It's up, but the last couple 4-hour candles closed red. Except for the one that we're on right now, so I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. NASDAQ down 0.14% on the day, currently trading at 25,611. We'll see if it continues its uptrend or not. Arguments can be made for all of them. It might get dicey here, guys. It might get pretty dicey. S&P currently trading at 69.20 and 92 cents. We got a new high. I don't know if it's going to continue. I don't know. It's hard to tell for all of them, honestly. See what tomorrow brings. There's a lot of weird FUD and geopolitical tension in the news today. I'm not sure if that's going to churn up the markets or not. So far, the markets seem relatively tame as far as reactions go, but we know how that can flip on a dime. Crypto Spaces said middle of the year or so. I don't know how much more bear market I can take, guys. Bitcoin, 91, 29, and 50 cents. I feel like we've been in a bear market for 4 years already. You know, if we get another 2, I'm probably going to hard pivot. All right. We've got Morgan Stanley, $1.8 trillion Morgan Stanley filing for spot Ethereum ETF. CNBC says Morgan Stanley is the first major U.S. bank to file for a Bitcoin ETF. This is a huge endorsement. Very cool. G-Immortal said, what's up, JJ? What's going on, G-Immortal? Crypto prediction platform Polymarket announces exclusive partnership with Dow Jones and Wall Street Journal. Also very cool. That one's huge. I think that one's a lot bigger than we realize. Senator Loomis says Congress is close to passing crypto market structure legislation. Gourmet Brand said, did you do H-bar or did I miss it? I skipped it. Do you want to look at it? I can look at it. If you guys ask for specific coins, I got no problem looking at them. H-bar currently trading at 12,370. We are below 12,481, but that's not the end of the world. We had our rise, resistance, break, support, continuation, and then this weird like amalgamation of funky price action that pretty much everything had. I was like just as confused as everybody else was. Above 12, and we're still above 12, which is good. It's a nice psychological level. I guess my only concern is like we should have some interim support at 11.5. Let me just put it at 11.5. Let me get rid of that 22. Yeah, that's a nice clean number. So we got previous resistance here turned support. That should be support now. If we do end up pulling back to that, which if Bitcoin's going to go to its CME gap, I'm not going to dismiss the like possibility of that. I would love to see 12 hold though. RSI reset. We were overbought, incredibly overbought. We got a lot of nice volume coming in, which is great. The volume seems to be continuing to the upside. H-bar actually looks really decent. If it can hold. I would have loved to have seen it stay above 12,481, just based on this previous support turned resistance. But we're just dancing around it right now. Look at the volume. Like we had a great volume, and then it finally like started peeling off, and then it eventually like bottomed out, and now we're back a little bit. So I would like to see that volume continue to increase as well. Crypto Spaces said, my portfolio just started coming instantly wrecked again. Coming back instantly wrecked again. Oh, yeah. That's all it takes, man. It just takes, like I said, it takes one day to make it all back. Like, you can bleed out for years, and then one day you make it all back. That's all it takes. It is, when you think about it that way as well, no matter if you're in blue chips or meme coins, it is a gamble at the end of the day. It's pretty much just institutionalized gambling. All right, Bitcoin still chilling. I really want to fill that stupid CME gap. It's ruining our week. China orders tech firms to halt purchases of NVIDIA's H200 chips. I'm not sure why. Wyoming launches first U.S. state-issued stablecoin, FRNT, on Solana. That's actually huge news. Congratulations to Solana. Very cool. Real estate giant Blackstone falls 9% after President Trump announces plans to ban institutional investors from buying single-family homes. I am so excited about this. If Trump actually pulls that off and bans institutions from buying single-family homes, in my opinion, that will be the single most beneficial, like, for the people thing I've ever seen any president ever do, ever. And I hope Blackstone crumbles and they all burn in hell. President Trump to ban large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. The American dream is increasingly out of reach for far too many people. Home unaffordability has reached its worst levels ever in history. Crypto Spaces said, well, to be in the market now is a risk 50-50. We get bear market or 4-year cycle broken because people think Bitcoin goes down to 40K. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I'm probably gonna step back for a little bit. I'll keep my bags. We're going to start talking about something else on the channel, though, if we reach those levels. Trump family's crypto firm, World Liberty Financial, applies for U.S. banking license. U.S. House plans to vote on banning Congress from trading stocks by the end of this month. This one, Marty Party, so you know it's a mouthful. We've got Traveling Trader B said, love your swag, G. Appreciate you, Traveling Trader B. Marty Party posted, Trump to ban institutions from buying single-family homes. President Trump announced via Truth Social that his administration is immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from purchasing additional single-family homes, with plans to urge Congress to legislate it permanently. He framed it as a measure to improve housing affordability for individual Americans, stating people live in homes, not corporations. Key details from this announcement: the policy targets large institutional investors, private equity firms, REITs, buying single-family homes for rental portfolios. Trump linked it to high inflation and housing costs under the prior administration, aiming to make homeownership more accessible, especially for younger buyers. He promised more housing affordability proposals in an upcoming speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Impact on Blackstone, one of the largest players in single-family rentals, through affiliations and past acquisitions like Invitation Homes and Tricon Residential, saw its stock drop sharply in response. Reports indicate a decline of around 9 to 10% intraday on January 7th, with sources describing it as cratering due to the news. That's hilarious. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you guys want to go check it out, go find Marty Party on X. Highly recommend. He's a good follow. Bitcoin pulls back exactly 50% of the move from January 1st. Now, Marty Party, I don't think we got an update on his Wyckoff, but he is kind of calling for us to go just a little bit lower than back here, and that would be the bottom. So that might play out. I actually quite like his chart, so maybe we'll do an update on that. I might dig it up and see if I can find one. We've got the U.S. has attempted to seize a Russian oil tanker in the Atlantic Ocean. Russian state media reports that a helicopter was looking to land U.S. forces on the Russian tanker. Flight data also shows 4 U.S. Air Force aircrafts around the tanker. Interesting. Why do we need that? Aren't we getting oil from Venezuela anyways? It's already happening. CNBC is now reporting that oil sales from Venezuela will continue indefinitely and sanctions are being reduced. This comes just 12 hours after President Trump said Venezuela sent 30 to 50 million barrels of crude oil to the U.S. The oil shipments will be sold at market price for over $2 billion. Next, large U.S. oil companies will begin substantial investments in Venezuela to allow for much higher crude oil production. The U.S. capturing Maduro will reshape global energy trade. The U.S. now controls an OPEC country. CryptoSpaces said Ansem, I don't know if you know him, posted a chart of Bitcoin going to 120K. Interesting. I do know Ansem. I'm 50-50 on him. I think he's one of those influencers that, you know, some of his stuff that he says is halfway decent. Most of it's just garbage. But I'm pretty sure that's a majority of people, myself included. President Trump confirms he is considering using the U.S. military to take control of Greenland, citing national security concerns. The odds of Trump acquiring Greenland in 2026 surged to a new high of 15% per Polymarket. Is the U.S. about to acquire 2 countries in 1 year? I think that'd be crazy. China has suspended NVIDIA chip purchases and asked companies to halt H200 chip orders, per the information. China is reportedly reviewing chip import conditions. Breaking. The Wall Street Journal and Dow Jones announced an exclusive partnership with Polymarket. Under the partnership, the platform will publish real-time market data on financial event contracts. Very cool. Solana stablecoin supply surges over 900 million in 24 hours. This comes as Jupiter, the world's largest on-chain platform, launched its on-chain focused stablecoin, and Morgan Stanley filed for a spot Solana ETF. Crypto flows are rising again. Interesting. President Trump says he's immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. People live in homes, not corporations. Every time this pops up, I'm going to read it. It makes me happy. Blackstone stock falls as much as 9% as President Trump says he's taking immediate steps to ban institutional purchases of single-family homes. President Trump says executives of U.S. defense contractors will no longer be allowed to make more than $5 million unless they build new and modern production plants. Trump also says he's banning dividends and stock buybacks for defense companies until these problems are rectified. That's also hilarious. And then we got this beauty. Are you ready? The reality is that we have a housing affordability crisis in the US. Home prices to income ratios recently broke above 4.5 times the highest levels since the 1950s. Home ownership in the US has become a luxury. Literally cannot buy a home. Anybody. Trump is going after the US housing market. President Trump just announced he's banning single-family home purchases by institutional investors. Within minutes, Blackstone's stock erased as much as $17 billion today. And if you guys want to read the thread, it's Kobayashi Letter on X. Go check them out. This is unusual. At 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time today, the U.S. market opened. Blackstone stock began trading lower. This became even as the S&P 500 hit a new all-time high at the open. By 10:35 a.m., Blackstone's stock was down 4% without any material news. By 12:45 p.m., President Trump announced a ban on institutional purchases of single-family homes. 5 minutes later, Blackstone stock was down 9%, erasing $17 billion in market cap on the day. By 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the stock had rebounded 5% from its low as dip buyers stepped in. Did someone know this was coming? Probably. President Trump says he has determined that the U.S. military budget should be increased to $1.5 trillion in 2027 due to tremendous tariff revenue. This would be a near 70% increase from 2025 levels. What's he doing with the tariff revenue? Is he increasing the military budget, or is he sending everyone a stimulus? Make up your mind, Don. President Trump says Venezuela will only be purchasing American-made products with oil money made from a new oil deal. You can't make this up. Lockheed Martin stocks just fell 7% after President Trump banned stock buybacks and dividends on U.S. defense companies, until problems are rectified. 2 hours later, President Trump says the U.S. military budget should be raised to $1.5 trillion, and the stock is now up 7% after hours. The stock is now up on the day. Interesting. It's official. Venezuela's stock market is now officially up 100% since President Maduro was captured by the U.S. Over the last 10 trading days, Venezuela's stock market is now up 207%. Wow. Not a single red day since December 22nd. The market knows what's coming next. That's awesome. Good for them. Breaking, President Trump says he spoke with the president of Colombia. He appreciated his call and tone, and arrangements are being made for a meeting between the U.S. and Colombia. ETF flows. ETH, Solana, and XRP spot ETFs saw net inflows on January 6th, while BTC, Bitcoin, spot ETFs saw net outflows. Gourmet Brand said the Uber elite already know the news before it comes out, just like they left St. Bart's before the strike on Venezuela. Allegedly, the news outlets knew that as well, but they decided not to report on it beforehand to not risk like troops or something like that, which I blew my mind, because since when does mainstream media care about literally anybody? Blew my mind. New, XRP dubbed the hottest crypto of 2026 by CNBC after surging 25% in the year's first week, driven by strong ETF inflows, bullish sentiment, and declining exchange reserves. Interesting. All we have to do is buy XRP, guys. FOMC Polymarket users predict a 90% chance that the Fed will not make any rate cut changes on January 28th. Interesting. This cracks me up. I've been saying Toncoin was a scam for forever. Update. TonX chair Manuel Stutz pushes back on Ton FUD, saying Telegram's Ton sales are fully vested and commitment remains strong. Let's go take a look at Toncoin. I haven't looked at it in forever. It was one of those flavor of the week coins that launched in the top 10 and then insta-rugged, and I always thought it was a scam, and I've maintained that stance since the beginning. Yeah, I hate this coin. Hate it. It might do well, might not. We got dump, pump, dump. They made money here, they made money here, and they made money here. That was them making money. XRP to 1K. Yeah, look at this. I'm not going to say that it's a scam because it dumped, but, when it's doing bad from the launch price, or it's sitting break even at the launch, I don't like the coin. I don't like it. I think it's a meme. And not even a good meme. I don't think it's a meme coin worth buying. I think it's just an actual scam. Not financial advice, though. I have no data to back that up besides the fact that it's useless. What do you buy? What is the purpose? What purpose does the coin serve? Do they have revenue? If they have revenue, then maybe we can talk. But until you prove to me that they have revenue, I think it's just a big scam. Look at this guy. He looks like a scammer. That's so mean. I'm so sorry. BlackRock's head of equity ETFs said on CNBC that it's still early days for Bitcoin and ETH. We'll see. MicroStrategy is gearing up for a massive 2026 in digital credit per Strive's CEO. I'm not sure who Strive is, but this is bullish for Strategy, I think. Rumble enables Bitcoin tipping for streamers via MoonPay wallet integration. This is huge, actually. I think this is really cool news. Obviously, if traffic picks up on the channel, we might start streaming to Rumble. We'll see. Big total tokenized stocks assets under management surpassed 1 billion. I think this is going to continue to substantially increase. I think Wall Street is slowly migrating, or maybe not even slowly. Wall Street is migrating to blockchain, and they're going to, make their own space within the space. So I think that's actually really cool. Huge news for adoption. Ripple says it has no plans to go public, citing a strong balance sheet and a focus on growth over an initial public offering. I actually really like this because they're not, trying to just cash grab and, suck as much liquidity as possible from the entire market. I think this is awesome. So, my opinion, bullish news from Ripple. Big SharpLink earned 438 ETH in staking rewards last week, taking cumulative rewards to 10,657 ETH and generating roughly 1.4 million in value at current prices. That's awesome. Imagine, what did they say? That's cumulative. Okay. Just imagine getting 438 ETH in 1 week. What is that? Let's do that math really quick. 438 times 31.55. You just made a casual $1.3 million in a week. No big deal. That's probably fine. It's not even a big deal. China's wealthy are increasingly comparing Bitcoin to luxury homes as a store of value, citing liquidity, probability, and portability. I'm sorry. Liquidity, portability, and lower regulatory visibility versus high-end real estate. Interesting. Trump-backed World Liberty Financial has applied for a national trust bank charter to issue and custody USD1 stablecoins. Finally, market traders see Kevin Warsh and Kevin Hassett as near even favorites for becoming Trump's Fed chair, with odds at 41% and 40% respectively. Alert, Trust Wallet's $7 million hack reveals a hidden risk many crypto-friendly SMEs overlook. Here's my big issue. So they pointed this out. They said, so far we've identified 2,596 affected wallet addresses. From this group, we've received around 5,000 claims, which indicates a significant number of false or duplicate submissions, attempting to access victims' reimbursements. Because of this, accurate verification of wallet ownership is critical to ensure funds are returned to the right people. Here's my issue with that. You see that wallet A, wallet C, and wallet F all lost funds. They lost money. All of them. All of them lost money. Why can't you literally just send money to those wallets? What do you need? What do you need verification from anybody for? What are you talking about? Are the wallets still compromised? I don't understand. If they're still compromised, then that sounds like a trust wallet issue. Is it made by Wells Fargo or Morgan Stanley? Trust wallet. Okay. Trust us. It's ridiculous. So, as far as I'm concerned, they need to just send 5,000 people money and shut up. That's what I think. But it's just annoying. They're like, we're prioritizing accuracy over speed to protect affected users. You better give me my mother. I was not affected, luckily. But if I was, I would be contacting attorneys. These people would hate me if I was affected. That's crazy. That is insane. Stock Money Lizards posted, I get why people are worried here. The trend has been down for months. Still, the structure matters more than feelings. Bitcoin broke back above the EMA 200 4-hour, squeezed shorts, and is now cleaning up anyone who chased the breakout. We're heading into a strong confluence area around 90 to 91K. Liquidity pool golden pocket EMA 200. If buyers step in here, the next leg up could be messy and fast. I like the sound of that. This one kind of messed me up a little bit. It says my friendship circle over the years. 2015, you and 3 buddies. 2020, you and 1 buddy. 2025, you and Bitcoin. It's feels pretty accurate though. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of freaky. Bitcoin Teddy posted, the president is literally telling you where to invest: AI, chips, space, crypto, energy, drones, robotics, defense, healthcare, rare earths, manufacturing, self-driving cars. Don't overcomplicate it. These are the most overcomplicated investments in the world. I thought that was kind of funny. But it is true. That's what cracks me up when Trump is like, Bitcoin's going to do really good. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to buy Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin goes up and they're like, that's insider trading. Like the guy literally told you that it's going to do good. What are you talking about? That's not insider trading. That's outsider trading. It is the opposite of what you're saying. Cracks me up, dude. But I wish you'd pump our bags a little bit more. Can we get that stimmy? That stimmy would be nice right about now. Bar chart posted, a stock market short squeeze is coming, says Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo says a market short squeeze is coming. Here are the stocks to target for a trade. Interesting. And last but not least, U.S. housing market has reached its most unaffordable level in history. In history. It has never been more unaffordable than it is right now. Inflation adjusted home prices. That's actually insane. Home price index, real. I don't know what the number actually means, but it just means if home's unaffordable. Relative to consumer price index. Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely insane. Bitcoin, $91,046. Let's do a portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is currently down 463. 473 is what I meant to say. 47.3%. Best performer Solana down 18. Worst performer Aptos down 70. Yeah, that's crazy. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio currently down 537. 53.7. Best performer Pepe down 64. Worst performer GigaChad down 163. Then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite. Currently down 173, which is 34.6 minus 34.6%. Best performer Tau down 7. Worst performer VeChain down 56. This portfolio, in case you guys are curious, is made up of 1 meme coin, 1 artificial intelligence coin, 1 decentralized physical infrastructure coin, 1 real world asset coin, and 1 gaming coin. And I believe it is outperforming. Last but not least, we've got the perfect entry portfolio currently down 397, 39.7%. So the narrative portfolio is outperforming. Best performer here, we've got Chainlink only down 12. Worst performer, Avalanche down 59. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are chilling. Total 3, taking a little breather on the daily. Get a little zoom out action. Yeah, we're kind of having trouble getting above 920. Having trouble staying above 900 as well. We're at 886 right now, which is not great. I suppose... Actually, I don't even know what I suppose. We're staying above 800 billion, I suppose. What's cool about this is on the daily, we do have a confirmed green dot right here at like the Pico low, which is pretty awesome. Right at that $800 billion touch, we got confirmed green dot in market cipher. Total 2. Oh, I mean, it looked good for a minute. Now it doesn't. So, do we scoot it? I'm going to leave it where it was at. Let's see. Is the RSI going to get a bounce or a break over that moving average? And then total crypto market cap. I guess if we do pull back, I would want to see it hold probably 3 trillion, honestly. We're at 3.08. Getting a little spicy here. What's going on? I don't know. Oh, okay, okay. So weekly, which is where this fractal's from, we got until next week. Next week is when we should pop off. Not financial advice. Just a little guesstimate. All right, let's get back to Bitcoin. We're getting a little red here, guys. Let's fill that CME gap. See if we can some relief after that. Some actual relief. Not these little pumps for ants. CME gap 89,995. There's not much more going on. Let me check my little Doppler for all this geopolitical nonsense. Trump considers some control over Venezuela to lower oil prices to $50 a barrel and counter Russia and Chinese influence. Inflation above 3%. Let us be clear, it is too high. Reserve Bank of Australia Deputy Governor Hauser, November CPI data largely as expected. Not much news. Okay, so that's for Australia specifically. Big data for Australia today, apparently. Okay. Yeah, everything's pretty quiet. I'm not sure. I want to fill that CMA gap, though. All right, boys. I think I'm going to call it. Call a little early today. A little 45-minute stream for you. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for being here. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Wednesday, and good night.